I got a special guest today, one of Kentucky Welding Institute's graduates, Willie Lowe. Thank you for being here, Willie. We're going to get into learning about you and welding on this monster coupon. Earlier today, I was asking Willie what he wanted to weld, and he was like, anything but stick on a monster. So we're going to TIG this monster coupon out because you've probably been on a job welding TIG a lot lately, so you haven't stick welded a bunch. So we're going to go ahead and put the root in. You want to put my side in first or you?
I'll do mine first.
All right, let me crack this gas. So we got about loose 1/8 inch gap, 532 gap with 1/8 inch carbon TIG wire. We good?
Yeah.
Sweet. And how long have you been out of KWI?
A year and 2 months, 3 months.
Gotcha. So it's just lift arc TIG. Tap it, there you go. About 110. So you graduated high school in 2023?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
All right. Now, with you being a year and a half out of welding school, are you pretty comfortable with welding anything on a job yet, or are you still kind of, like if they put you on a certain weld, like is there any welds that would freak you out?
Just anything I haven't done really. Like if I had to weld some chrome, I took a chrome test, but
You ain't had a whole lot of experience with like an alloy like that yet.
no, I welded this job's been a bunch of Schedule 10 stainless, but I'm still figuring out the kinks of it. And
right. Because each metal, you're going to have your own little like hiccups and things you got to learn for yourself.
And some days I do great, and some days it'll whoop me, and I'll just have to take a step back.
Well, and you know what it's like whenever you mess up a weld, you got to cut it out, you got to fix it. You can't move on unless it's a good weld.
Yeah, it gives you a lot more incentive to do it right the first time.
Right. Now, it probably, I don't know if it was always like that for you, but going up in high school and welding and then going to KWI, like how was your KWI experience? Because I've heard some pretty good things about you. You had perfect attendance, you made the golden arm hood, and then you made the workhorse hood. What did it take for you in welding school to get to that point? Because not everybody gets those achievements in welding school. So what did it take for you to achieve those things? Because
I just figured I paid all this money to go here. I mean, I got a lot of scholarships that wasn't that much, but still I'm paying to be here.
Right.
Might as well come in every single day, stay after, and
just go as hard as you can.
Yeah, I didn't really have much else to do besides work after school, so.
Right.
And I was ready to get out and make money, and I wanted to be the best that I could coming out of school, so.
Right.
Pulled a lot of extra hours.
Now, what do you mean by extra hours? Like, what are we talking?
One week I was about to go to a job in Iowa, and we stayed after a bunch, 16 hours.
At KWI?
Yeah, for that week.
And they let you do that?
Yeah, stayed from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Wow. So what did you accomplish in that time period?
I just had a lot more time because sometimes my tests would run over shift, or I'd be having trouble one day. I could just stay after and keep going till 10 o'clock at night, and nobody could tell, and I didn't have to leave.
So you could weld as much as you could possibly handle?
Yeah, I'd take a little break if I was real wore out, but I'd go right back to it.
But the cool thing was they allowed you to do that.
Yeah.
And that's actually what appealed to me when I was looking at welding schools, is like, what school is going to give me the best value for what I'm paying for? Because you don't want to be really good at something and held back. So, it look all right with you?
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I think your side looks a little bit better than mine. My top tie-in's kind of weird. All right, so that was a root on a monster coupon at 110 amps with 70S2 wire, doing the TIG process. We're going to go ahead and hot pass now. Now, what was the hardest thing for you in welding school? Because for me, it was the 6010 open root. And I've talked to about 4 or 5 other people, they said the same thing. But you might not have the same experience. What did you struggle with in welding school?
Lack of fusion on my stainless monster.
Really?
I'd done it 2 or 3 times, and then one time I slipped some, I grabbed copper nickel wire on accident, slipped a whole stick of that in there and didn't realize it. So I cut that monster out once and re-welded the other side. Then I got lack of fusion on that because I was trying to show too much wire. So then that's where I ended up staying till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, getting that done.
Redoing that.
What'd you say?
You're redoing the monster?
Yeah, I rode it, came in 6, put that stick of copper nickel in there.
Jeez.
And then cut it apart, welded it again by 2 o'clock, bent it, it busted out for lack of fusion, started another monster at 2 o'clock. So I got done with it all by like 9 or 10.
Gotcha.
And finally moved on to schedule 10. And then I think it was just a day or two after that, I gold normed and graduated. On a Thursday or a Friday. I was most excited to just get out and make money. That was a real big motivator.
It's just getting through it, but also maximizing the value you got out of it.
Yeah. I tried not to go too fast and really make sure I got everything down.
Well, I feel like that's a problem in welding school. Is everybody that I talk to, they're like, man, I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get that, but they never like make sure that they learn it before they move on. So like someone will be in a hurry to learn how to, get to stainless, and then they don't take the time to get good at, carbon 2-inch. What is that light right there?
O-light. I had it for 6 months. Used the tar out of it. And full charge lasted me like a couple weeks.
Really?
It's got a flashlight with like 4 settings. UV
Check
light.
this thing out. That's sweet. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't even see that. But it's an O-light.
Yeah, they make 4 or 5 different models.
Wow. I've never seen that, and it's got a clip on it and everything.
Yeah.
Now,
flashlight.
have you dropped it a bunch?
Oh, I've dropped it from the top of scaffold and out of my pocket a million times.
We need to put a necklace, a rope on that thing.
It's too heavy.
What do you mean? Oh, that light's too heavy?
I just usually keep it in my pocket.
So
I
you
use it all the time, even when I ain't at work.
So you've already had it on your neck, huh?
Yeah, I tried it for a little while when we was in the shop this summer.
Right. Okay. So your biggest hang up in welding school was accidentally grabbing the wrong wire and then just not welding hot enough with stainless wire, or
I think I wasn't welding hot enough, and I was just trying to get it done too fast.
Right. Well, and a big thing with alloys is you got to be careful with 1/8 wire on alloys, because you got to make sure to run hot enough for those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because till then I got used to being able to push a lot more wire on carbon tests.
Right.
And I was like, oh, another monster TIG out. Here we go. Good route and be done.
You got to be careful with that. Everybody just trying to rush everything and not really learn it or get in a hurry.
You're not gonna. A lot of people talk about you don't learn how to weld in welding school. I mean, you're gonna learn how to weld. You know the basics of it. It just takes hood time to really know and get down to everything you're doing.
Well,
like I've worked this job and it's been new construction, a lot of welding for the past 7 months, and I've seen a ton of improvement since I started there, because of hood time.
right. Well, and
And that's another thing with staying after. You stay after and you're gonna get more hood time. You're gonna be better than if you just fly through it all.
I think a lot of welders, as soon as they leave welding school, they all dog welding school. And what people don't realize is you cannot teach every single little tiny minute thing about the welding industry in school. Welding school is supposed to give you as much as they can in a short period of time, but also when you leave there, you just get something positive too. So
Yeah, it teaches you how to.
is it my turn or is it your turn?
Yeah, as long as it teaches you how to get in, and then that's where you learn really a bunch more is in the field.
Gotcha. So I've heard you didn't make the 100K club. How close was you from that?
I think I was $1,800 away.
And what was the main reason you didn't make it? Was it just
you
took too much time off your first year, or hold on, you just set it on there and then lift up within like a half second. It'll fire up. These millers are kind of weird sometimes with it, but
Yeah, this summer I was off from, I want to say May to June, or March to June, April, something like that. But I was off a lot, and I also wasn't really caught up with wanting to work all the time. I'd been on a pipe job for a while, saved up some money. I didn't really want to. I bought a boat, and I had money. I didn't really want to do nothing but ride my boat on the river and just hang out with my buddies.
yeah.
But I also did. I was trying to go back to work, and I did have some bad luck busting tests, but that's part of it.
What test did you bust?
Went down to Texas and went to this power plant, and it was a combo monster, but with a TIG cap. Wanted to go TIG root, TIG hot pass, one more TIG pass, flush it out with stick, and then cap it with TIG.
What?
Yeah, it busted me on the fill pass, or on my flush pass.
So you got busted on your flush pass with TIG or stick?
With stick.
So what'd they bust you for?
I honestly don't know. I thought it looked good, but everywhere was going to say that.
Well, maybe it's one of those jobs where A, they didn't like you for whatever reason, or B, they had so many people testing for it that they were weeding out anybody for any little thing. So you drove all the way to Texas and busted.
Yeah, it was a kick in the gut, but got up, came back up.
Well, that's part of it, though. So did you drive all the way back home to Kentucky after you busted?
I drove down to Texas. I was supposed to just come in on night shift, come in right behind them, my buddies, and just not test in, not weld. I mean, only if they need me to, and just finish out the job. Got down there, 4:30 one morning, planned to go in on nights that night. Slept till about 2 o'clock. Woke up, texted the PM or superintendent, told him I was here, and he's like, all right, we need you to test tomorrow morning. So I tried to go back to sleep, woke up at whatever it was, 6, 7, went and tested, came home, came back to the campers, talked to my buddies, told them what happened, and then I slept till about 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, headed back to Kentucky.
Jeez. You know what, I've had a couple experiences like that, and you're just trying to make the best out of the worst situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did, because job I'm on now, I actually seen it posted up on Facebook whenever I was down there sitting at the campground. And first time going to Texas, I got to try Whataburger, so it was a win in my book.
How'd you like it?
Oh, it was good. I ate it twice, 2 or 3 times.
You liked it that much?
I was literally down there for like 2 days, and I think I ate it 3 times.
Dude, I think it's horrible. I don't know what it is. It's like some people love it and some people hate it.
I'm just glad I came through Houston at 2 or 3 in the morning every time instead of rush hour.
Dude, Houston is, and so the way I've been doing these, the faster way, is I do my whole side and then I'll pass it over to you. And then when we do the cap, we'll switch back and forth. But yeah, Houston is the worst if you were going through the middle of the day. What'd you think about Houston, man? Is it pretty wild down there or what?
We was in Sugar Land. It's not very far from Houston, but both times I drove through, I didn't really see nobody driving too crazy, but it was also 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, but I'm saying there's just so much going on there.
It's huge.
There's so much like plants down there and work.
Yeah, it's the biggest power plant I've ever seen in my life, and it was just it was a NRG in Sugar Land, and it was the biggest plant I've ever seen in my life. Like 7 parking lots. Had to take a side by side to go do my weld test.
Oh yeah.
It was wild.
No, it's gnarly, dude.
I'd like to go back once I come off this job. Now I got my skill up, I wouldn't mind going back down there and working.
Well, I tell you the thing about
summer or fall.
And there was so much work in Texas because all the plants and pipes were freezing. Because when they build those plants down there in Texas, they don't account for the cold weather, right? So whenever they build them, they don't use materials that are equipped for the cold weather. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm working on this job we're on now. There's a bunch of boys from Texas. It's pretty much just all local Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio boys, and then a bunch of boys from Texas. And they said there ain't even no point in us going home now because it's cold. It's still cold down there. We'll just go down when it warms back up.
Right. Oh, so they don't like the cold?
Oh no, some of them never even seen snow before.
So are they welders?
Welders, fitters, helpers, everything. But all them boys, they just been working in the refineries.
Right. Now, plant-wise, have you only done because that place in Sugar Land, that was a refinery?
No, it was a coal plant.
Coal plants. Have you only done coal plants?
Well, I worked in Georgia for 2 weeks with TI, and that was he's taking out harps in a natural gas where it had been converted.
Uh-huh.
And then after I busted my test there on that mud wire, I went out to Western Kentucky, DB Wilson Station, and that was a coal plant. That was the first one I'd been in. That was actually a coal plant. But other than that, I've just done new construction. I mean,
Gotcha. Now, what's your favorite so far?
I like working down there in Georgia. I think it's all about where you're working, not what you're doing. I mean, I don't mind to do Boilermaker work. As long as I'm there and getting paid, I don't really care what I'm doing.
Right.
I'd much rather be down there close to the beach, though.
So what are you doing with all your money that you're making welding so far?
Saving, investing, spend some of it on, I just spent a bunch of it buying a truck.
What'd you get?
2020 Dodge.
And why'd you get that one?
I'm just wanted a diesel always, and I'm planning on hitting the road after this job. I've been saving up money, trying to buy a bunch of stuff and stay out of as much debt as possible.
Right.
Hope to come off this one with a camper, and that truck paid down a lot. But mostly I save a bunch of money.
Gotcha.
I don't really spend nothing too crazy.
Right. Well, and the biggest thing is just making sure you don't put yourself in a bad situation for the future.
Yeah, I don't want, the plan is not getting to a bind where I have to work all year round.
Right. Because that's real freedom right there.
Yeah, I know buddies who have $2,000-$3,000 a month in bills, and it's just they miss a check, they're in bad shape, and
Right.
I don't want to be.
Well, they got to stay working all the time.
Yeah, and I like to be able to go home for a week, 2 weeks, go run around town, hanging out at the house.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff I'd rather be doing than working. I love what I do, but I'd love a lot of other stuff more.
Right. Same there, brother. Did your dad ever do welding, get in the industry, or is it you're the first one in your family?
No, my dad was poured concrete, but I got a cousin that's your age that was a welder. I got 2 cousins on my mom's side, or my dad's side, that's welders. That's just, I've seen them, they got all the cool stuff. I'm like, let's do it.
Right. Well, it's a good way to start out life, you know?
Yeah, and that's pretty much the only thing. I knew I wasn't going to college.
Right. Now, academically, did you do good in high school or just get by?
I was gifted and talented till like freshman year. And then
What does that mean?
Like at high score and stuff.
Okay.
And then after that, I just like, I know I ain't going to college. I'll just.
What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Weld as much as I can, learn as much as I can while I'm in school so I can fly through KWI, then go to work.
Now, how did you end up paying for welding school?
I got a couple scholarships, and then my dad helped me out with the rest of it.
Gotcha. And you probably paid him back pretty quickly.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all
Right.
once I started getting checks.
Right, I hear you, because I wasn't able to do financial funding or whatnot, so I just took out a student loan and paid back the parents pretty quickly. It was worth it though, obviously. Gotcha.
Yeah, if you get to work within a month, 2 months, 3 months, you won't be behind at all.
Right.
I mean, it took me, I went out to Iowa, didn't work out there.
How'd you like? Oh, you busted out there?
Yeah, but hey, it was nice for the day I was there.
Right.
I mean,
We're at in Iowa.
a little town called Shenandoah. It's just like
I've heard it.
it's just like Maysville, but it's like Maysville, but 13 hours away from home and a lot colder.
What time of the year was it?
It was October.
I bet you it was cold. It's flat up there, ain't it?
Yeah, that was the worst part, was driving out there.
Golly.
Well, I think we left.
It's North Iowa, huh?
Yeah, we went to we met at D.A. Watson's at like 3 in the morning, and we just drove and drove and drove and drove and drove.
That was you and a buddy?
Yeah, a buddy I went to high school with, and then graduated welding school the same week with.
Now, if someone's getting into traveling and welding like you, they go to KWI, they get on the road, do you recommend traveling with a road partner or going solo?
It just depends, really. I mean, now I'm at the point where I can go alone, but starting out, I wouldn't want to go by myself anywhere.
Right, it's kind of sketchy. Well, it's also nice to talk to somebody about like what's going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice to have somebody there besides the guys here at work with, because you could be at work with a bunch of old guys who are just, be quiet.
What's your experience with working with older people in the industry?
It just depends. I've worked with some old guys who are pretty mean, and I've worked with some old guys who are real nice, teach you a lot. That's who you need to hang around with when you get to the job.
Right.
Look around. see the old guys, they know what they're doing because they've been doing it for 40, 50 years.
But you can't be cocky and like think you know everything.
No, whenever you graduate welding school, you can pass a weld test.
You ain't nobody still.
No.
You know what I mean?
It takes you 10, 15 years. 5, 10, 15 years.
Right. Because you gotta prove, like, you know what I mean? You gotta prove what you can do to people who don't even know you.
And coming out of welding school, 18 years old, you can be working for 2 or 3 years and you're still considered the kid, and they're still going to look at everything you do under a fine-tooth comb.
Exactly. Well, because they don't trust you yet, you know? I mean, my biggest problem in the welding industry is I look too young and people didn't think I could do what I could do. And a lot of times on jobs, they wouldn't have me welding because they didn't think I could weld, so I was making, you know, $40-some an hour not even welding, which was nice. Just because they assumed I couldn't weld, you know what I mean? Well, everybody else was up there welding in the rack and sweating and being miserable. They had me doing, like, counting bolts and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, but sometimes the easy work's the hard work, too.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
You get bored out
You got to
of
be
my mind.
careful. Now, what have you found in terms of, like, things that are hard for you? Like, what was hard for you in welding school that's not hard for you now welding wise? Like, what did you used to get hung up on in school, and then now what's something you don't even think about? Because I feel like a lot of times people in welding school and in high school, they get hung up on things that really don't matter. You know what I mean? Now that you're out in the industry, it's like, well, why do you even care about something like that? You know what I mean? Like with welding.
A lot of it is worrying about what everybody else is doing, and that's a big part. You're always looking around at everybody you go to welding school with. They graduated and got this new truck and camper, and they've only been working however long, and they're so much better welder. But I've never really paid much attention to that. I'm just like, well, we do the same thing for the same amount of money.
Right.
They might be a little bit better, but we're all getting paid the same.
Right, so don't get caught up in like keep it up with the Joneses.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's how you keep yourself financially free. That's a step towards it anyways.
Right.
And I also struggle with I couldn't walk the cup when I graduated welding school. I still couldn't walk the cup till up about when I started this job. And we was welding wide open. And they won't let us freehand.
Why won't they?
They say it uses more wire and it's slower, but what do I know?
Did y'all hear that, guys? Everybody watching this video right now, there's, you know, companies out there that think walking the cup is slower and it uses more wire. Just depends on who you work for and what you do. I know companies that if you walk the cup, they don't want you on your job site. So I guess it just depends on where you go. Personally, I haven't walked the cup in 5 years welding on jobs. Companies love it when you get welds done fast and they pass x-ray. But again, like, you know, Willie here, he was with a company that didn't like that.
Yeah, I've seen it around the Cincinnati area a lot.
Well, it's a northern thing to only want to walk the cup everywhere.
And they also don't like big steps or anything of that nature. We was in the shop putting big steps down on some carbon, and they made us reel it back and just do some conservative steps, no big gator backs or anything.
What if you could walk the cup, okay, so you walk the cup or whatever, what if you could freehand it the same way that you walk the cup, you know what I mean?
They wouldn't, they just don't like drip caps.
Gotcha, so if you could do a weave cap with freehand, you could do it?
Yeah, as long as you can make it look believable.
Yeah.
We've been up in the rack and we've freehanded out some 2G welds, and they haven't said nothing about them.
Well, that's 2G. If you're up in the rack walking the cup on 2G, you're crazy. Because up in the rack, you got so many things going on around you. Like, why would you even try to fight that, you know? But there are people who do it.
Yeah, it's personal preference, really.
Personal preference, that's true. See, the thing is, you can't do what Willie just did walking the cup.
Yeah, you got to stop.
You got to stop. You got to reposition.
It's just so much slower, but I personally, if you put a good walk down,
it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It looks really nice. Also, the other thing too is you might want to check your wrist in 10 years with carpal tunnel.
Yeah, I can already feel mine.
And that's what
and I've only been walking it for 6, 7 months.
And that's the big thing. I know a buddy on, he's been welding for 25 plus years and he can't even feel his wrists anymore, like the inside or anything. So
that's another big thing about welding. You need to make sure to keep your body in check and listen to it when it's hurting.
right.
Everybody complains about the stretch and flex of a morning if you do that on job, but
The stretch and flex?
yeah, I'll complain.
What do you mean stretch and flex?
When y'all get out there as a group and you do stretches, I've done it once or twice on.
It's good. I mean,
yeah, it's
you
good
get
for
out
you.
there and everybody's.
But all them old guys are old time. Oh, I don't need this.
They're like, screw that.
I've been
Go
doing
get me
this
my
since
Marlboro.
'69.
Yeah. It's funny being on them jobs with them older guys. So you don't have no so what are your main hobbies? Like besides welding, like what do you do for fun? What's your favorite thing to do?
Whenever it's warm enough out, I love to ride on the river in my little john boat. Fishing is a big thing. I just love hanging out with my family. I got a big family, I like hanging out with them.
I heard y'all do like some kind of big 4th of July blowout.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. I love it to death. The whole family gets out to the lake. We got a big property in the lake. We do like an amazing race, hang out there for a week or more.
That's insane. So how many people we talking though in the family? Over 100 that are there?
Oh, easily.
Really? Golly. And see, that blows people's mind who have a small family, because my family's pretty small. But so I guess the older people in the family, they're used to having lots of siblings. If that's the case, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
like
think
your grandparents had a lot of siblings, or your great-grandparents had a lot of kids, and then those kids had a lot of kids, and then it just kept growing from there. Now, did any of them weld, or are you the only one?
2 of my cousins on that side, Ethan and Josh McCord, they graduated from KWI. And they're not much older than me.
Uh-huh.
And then Dalton Gray, he went to school with you, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And he's a welder. He's on my mom's side.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know all those people. They're good dudes. Are you pretty much flush? You're going to have to put another pass?
I'm probably going to have to put another pass on it.
Yeah, you're good. And honestly, when we get flush, we're going to have to probably crack it down to like 150. Because we got my connection here smoking and my rig smoking.
Yeah. Let me see what I can do here. Bottom's pretty close to flush. I just got to fix this.
Now,
top
you
quarter.
just mentioned that you're going to, let me put a little bit more right here. So you're getting ready to, start paying your truck off a little bit more, and then you're going to get a camper and start traveling?
Yeah.
Now, do you have a girlfriend or anything right now?
Yes.
Okay, is she thinking about traveling with you?
Maybe this summer. She's going to go to college, though, so, I mean, just be a lot easier for her to stay home. She wants to go to local school anyways.
Yeah.
And I like being alone sometimes, honestly. I miss being away from home. I'm driving about an hour and a half to work every day here.
That's a good bit, man.
But, yeah, I miss being away from home sometimes because it's relaxing. You don't have to worry about anything that's going on back here.
Oh, trust me, I know all about that. Well, it's like you only have to look out for yourself. You don't have to worry about nothing, you know what I mean? You can just do what you need to do and then come back home and then not do nothing, you know what I mean? Just relax and hang out with people. That's the nice thing. All right, we're doing this. I got bored with my left hand. I've been welding with it all day left. Put some right on it. Sweet, yeah, my side is flush. Actually, I want to. I was just being extra right there. Here you go. Okay. So Willie's got a little bit more to go. Yeah, you just got to do that top part right there. I call that the Western dagger. You gotta.
Let's see if I can do the Kegan nails here. No resting.
Brushing your teeth with your left hand. You got to do weird things sometimes to keep you out of the welding matrix.
How have you what's the secret to getting so steady with using no rest?
Just doing it a lot. Just welding a lot. A lot. I got fortunate my second year in the industry. I got an opportunity to go down to St. Croix to weld at this refinery, Lime Tree Bay Refinery. And the cool thing about this job was most of your turnarounds and shutdowns are only 6 to 8 weeks. And all of the welding is, you know, turnaround welds. It's like you're fixing things, you're replacing them, and you don't have...
Just get it in there to pass x-ray.
Yeah, but this St. Croix job, it was a turnaround, but it was like several years long. So it was, I mean, there were some nights, 12-hour shifts, I didn't lift my hood. And so just welding so much for 2 years on night shift, different positions every single night, you know, mirror welding, I mean, rack welds, socket welds. Really, the best thing to get good at welding without putting your hand on something is socket welds. Do every socket weld without putting your cup on it, and then you'll get, you know what I mean, to where you need to be.
Fill in this little spot on the bottom.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to now.
Yeah, we can try it for the camera.
Yeah, try it out, why not? But it's faster, and if you can do it, it really, you know. Now, if you go up there to that company you're with and do that, they may not like that. They'll lose their mind.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and fill this thing out. Now, your expectations on the welding industry before you got in it, were they pretty accurate, or?
Yeah, pretty accurate. I mean, it's a big difference for a high school kid. I mean, that's all you've done.
Right.
Worked like at the local restaurant
gas station or something.
Yeah, just do little odd jobs, and then you go work 60, 70, 84 hours a week. It's a big change, but it's nothing you aren't ready for. I mean, you know it's going to happen because that's all you hear about your whole time leading up to graduating school.
Now, I got a question. Do you have any friends that don't do the trades and they're really not trying to do anything with their life? As in, like, not in a negative way, but I'm just saying they just don't know what they want to do.
Yeah, I've got buddies that are my age or a year younger, and they've been in college for, a year, 2 years now, and they still don't know what their major is. But
so, do they know that you're in welding and making good money?
Yeah, I mean, some people, it just ain't for some people. Some people want to go to college and work in an office and live the cookie cutter life.
But that ain't for you.
No way in the world.
You lose your mind. All right, so we're coming up. So I'll run my side and then you run your side just so we keep this. Because if we try to just run the whole bit on the, you know what I mean, on one side, we'll just melt the sucker out. Good. Sweet. All right, yep, you run your side. Oh yeah. Moving all right.
150?
Yep. You want to turn it up or down?
Well, I don't want to smoke your rig out.
No, you're good. I mean, I'll burn that thing to the ground right now. I don't care.
Put it on 180. We'll see if we can.
Golly, okay.
See if I can get it.
I turned it down for you,
fan
man. All right, you want to be a cowboy? We'll be cowboys. All right, where's my drink at? Willie's wanting to get Western.
See if I can do a drip
Hey, you
cap.
want to keep going up until, well, you want to keep turning it up to see who falls out first?
We can try. I'm about to fall right now.
All right. We'll find out what's going on. All right, you got 180. I'll crank her up 10 on mine.
This will be a good episode. How to burn up a TIG rig.
Well, I mean, we ain't trying to burn it up. As long as we keep argon going through it, it won't really blow out on us. Now, here's a quick thought for you. What is the single most important life tip that you have for anybody that's looking to get to where you are today?
Never quit.
And what has stapled that into your mind?
I've been so many hours. Texas, it was 16 hours away from the house. Iowa was 13. And you're out there by yourself. I mean, you got a buddy with you, but you ain't really talking to him. I mean, y'all both just lost out on money. And that just don't give up.
Right. So keep you know, if you fail, keep going, because there's probably a mountain of gold waiting for you. You know
You'll
what I mean?
get it eventually.
You'll get your diamond. You'll get your African diamond. All right, let's see. Let's see how 180 feels. That's kind of cold, man.
You're crazy.
It's all about, there's secrets. Well, we got it on 200, people. All right. All right. Yeah, there we go. That's way better. Yeah. Yeah, 200s. Yeah, I was turning her down for you, buddy. Anyway, but yeah, just the biggest thing is when you get a socket weld, take that opportunity to just practice whatever technique you want to do, you know what I mean? Yeah. Getting up here. There we go. All right, want me to crack her down for you?
We'll see how it goes.
Try it. Give it a try. It's all about the angle of your rig. If you got it pointed straight into it, it's going to blow out. So kick it this way if you need less heat. More heat, less heat. And for the people watching, when you're welding with TIG, okay, pretend this chip and hammer is a TIG rig. If you want more heat, point it straight in. So for example, if I'm welding like Willie is and I'm on this side coming up, when your TIG rig is perpendicular with the pipe like this, that's maximum heat going into it. If you want less heat, kick the angle of it this way, and that'll shoot more heat out into the atmosphere instead of onto the pipe. So more heat, less heat, more heat, less heat, more heat, and then even more heat if you shoot it. So if I want to put a lot of heat into this, I can shoot it backwards at it and go up. So you can, whatever temperature your machine is at, you can adjust it due to the TIG rig. Oh yeah, that looks fine. Now it's going to get significantly worse as we come out of it, but we'll see how long we can hang on to it. And honestly, I think it's time for a nice sharp piece of tungsten, because I don't think we were getting the full 200 amps with this. And you like wrapping your hand around that. They don't get too hot, so. You haven't had a bad situation where you got your hand hooked up?
No, not yet. I've had some buddies happen to them, but it's never happened to me yet.
Well, here's the sketchy thing. Let's say you wrap your hand around that, and then someone drives by with a forklift, you know what I mean? And something catches. You just got to be careful about that. But also, too, where you've been walking the cup a lot lately, it's easier to do that. And then
I just don't like, I'm used to that.
I know. You don't like it when the hose is flipping around.
And throws you off on your walk.
Right.
You think you're ever going to go out and start traveling again?
No, that part of my life is finished. I did it so much in such a short period of time that I kind of did all that I wanted to do and peaked out in a way. If that makes sense.
That's what I've heard from a lot of the older guys I know that don't weld anymore.
Well, which is good, because realistically,
this isn't a lifelong career.
You don't want to do it your whole, you don't want to do it till you're 65.
No.
You only need to do it for 10 years if you invest your money, and you're good. And that's the cool thing about it. But here's the even better part. You never lose the skills that you gained. You know what I mean?
It's like riding a bicycle.
Yep. So let's say you do it for 10 years, invest your money, and you're set in life. And then you start your own welding shop. You start a little restaurant. I don't know, you figure out you want to open up a motorcycle shop, or, you open up a fishing shop, whatever. You do something else. You go work at Dollar General, who knows? But if you invest your money and weld hard for 10 years, you can, set yourself up and take it easy. Let's say you get a spouse or somebody who's an RN or a doctor, and they make good money. Then
That's
you're really
the plan.
chilling. Yeah. And so is that what your girlfriend's doing? She's going to be an RN or something like that? Medical?
Nurse practitioner.
And how much money do they make?
Make a lot more an hour than we do, but
I
they don't
guarantee
make
it.
no per diem, I don't believe.
Well, and here's the cool thing. You can play it like this. You can weld hard for 10 years. Because how long is she doing school for?
I think it's 4 or 6 years.
Okay, let's say this. Let's say you just go as hard as you possibly can for 6 years. She's in school for 6 years. Then, you can, if you go hard for the next 6 years, you can be done with it. And then you can get a chill job at the house, or you can just check out while she's just getting into her thing. You know what I mean?
I don't ever want to be done with it though, because
No.
I really love it.
Well, yeah. You could,
But you can't do this for.
well,
but you
here's the
can-
thing. You can be in the industry a long time. You just don't want to, have to weld the whole
Yeah.
50, 60 years.
I've seen 65-year-old guys crawling around in a bowler, and
Not fun.
That's just not what I'm looking to do.
But what is chill is being the foreman or the superintendent on that job.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about welding, is it can lead you to those opportunities. People don't understand how many doors being able to weld can open up for you. It's crazy. And it's not people, whenever people think of, getting on welding jobs and welding, they think, oh, you're going to weld your whole life. And you can if you want, but you don't have to.
And you've always got a backup plan.
You've always got a backup plan. Nobody can take away from you what you learn.
You can work for 10 years, go start your own little business, and if it all goes upside down tomorrow, you can go out and weld again and make good money.
Well, another thing is, all these people were fretting about TikTok going down the other day, and they're the people that never learned how to do a trade or a skill. And so all the people who had trades, let's say someone wanted to be a YouTuber or content creator, and they just went straight into doing that without learning a hard skill like welding or carpentry or whatever. Those people are in a financial situation when the government shuts down the apps or the platforms. But if you learn a trade like welding, it's never going to go away.
People act like the government can cut down on all the welding jobs, but you're never going to be able to get rid of it.
You're never going to be rid of it. I guarantee you, everybody watching this right now, there's a weld within 10 feet of your person. 10 feet, guarantee it. Here, we'll cut you 1 in half here.
Just like I say, they could shut down every coal plant in the country tomorrow, and you're still going to need welders to weld all the sanitary pipe, all the stainless pipe, everything to make them food plants, because they're never going to quit making food.
Yep. And you're going to have, even, let's say they could do, go bigger on solar and go bigger on wind or go bigger on hydro. You need welders for all of those disciplines. And that's what I was mentioning earlier about, once you learn welding, it opens up so many doors for going up higher in the authority chain of the industry, being a foreman, a superintendent, a project manager, but then also you can jump different sectors of the country in terms of power. So like hydropower, solar, wind, water, coal. If coal makes a comeback, who knows if it will. I mean, they're saying it will. All right, so we finished out this monster coupon. I'm gonna let this thing cool down just a little bit. How's the root looking?
It's still in there. We didn't blow it completely out.
All right, monster coupon. And honestly, I don't know if that was a true 200 amps, because I don't think it's pulling all of a whole bit of power that we have here. I think it's a little bit skewed, or maybe not, I don't know. Sweet.
You want to show that root too?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. You got that light? It's pretty good root. It's good light too. Oh, here's this light I can show them at. Let's take a look.
It's called the Arcfield Pro. I've had it for 7 months. Dropped it off scaffold, been in hot pipe, been on hot surfaces. I ain't tore up yet.
It's called the what, Arc?
Arcfield Pro or something like that.
You'd think they'd advertise that to welders.
It's all over TikTok.
Interesting. All right. Again, the biggest piece of advice that you had mentioned to everybody earlier was don't give up.
Yeah, never quit.
Never quit. Never quit trying to get better, and never quit even if you fail and busted test in Texas, right?
Yeah.
You keep going.
Whatever
at it.
happens, there'll be something come around. You'll get back on your feet, no
Right.
matter what you're doing.
Right. Well, that's it for today, guys. Me and Willie just welded out a TIG out monster in the 6G position.
How long did that take?
It didn't take too long. Wasn't too bad. Plus, you know, we were talking and stuff, so you can kind of add, you know, 10, 15 minutes on that. But well, the root at 110, filled it at, you know, 150, and then finally capped it off at 200 amps. And you can do that with these monster coupons, which is really sweet. But Willie, we hope the best for you coming 2025. We want to get you back in here at some point in time and do, you know, maybe like, I don't know, a 2-year update with you guys. If you need more information on the Kentucky Welding Institute, check out our website, KWI.us. We have all of our information on there. Also on all of the social media platforms, we post daily, keeping you guys up to date on what's happening at KWI. Until next time, I'm Kegan, and we'll see you.